giving Alex a nice warm welcome to our services. We'll have some joy with the islands. Maybe you're tuning in from a tropical island right now. We don't know. Last week we heard the sound of the violin. We hear another biblical instrument from the time of the temple, the sound of the khalil, the flute, the khalil. So we sing with the Zamru Adonai Bechinor, the sound of the violin, the strings, Bechinor Bekol Zimra, and you're singing a voice with all these instruments of the temple. Zamru Adonai Bechinor, Bekol Zimra. Zamru Adonai Zamru b'kolot tishma'u. If only we could hear God's voice today. What might God's voice have sounded like? Kol Adonai is the voice of God. We read in the Psalm 29, page 18, it's everywhere. God's voice. It's all over. It's in the heavens. It's on the earth. It's in the animals. It's in us. Let it loose. Kol Adonai Alamayim El Akavodim. Kol Adonai Alamayim El Akavodim. Adonai 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 המעשה והמחשבה תחילה ותערוני לקראת הרע בני שבת שבת נקבלה מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה ומצאי מתוך הפטרה לשבת בין מקמה ויחמור עלייך חמלה לפדורי לקראת הרע בני שבת שבת נקבלה יקרי ויפרקומי I forte cavi ai alberishai betalami orach el nafshi ke ala lekarori likrat hara benei shabbat shabbat nekabera ittoreri ima ore kummi ori 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 shir daver ke ora tunai alai kiglare ori likrata nei shabbat nekabela Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Say hello to one another. Say hi, everybody online, everybody across the room. You can wave. Hello. Everybody say hello to Alex. Hi, Alex. Alex Bonoff from Minneapolis, Minnesota, don't you know? Sure, you betcha. He's a landsman in more than one sense. We have a foreign exchange program, actually, through Temple Israel of Minneapolis. They've acquired my sister-in-law, Cantor Inbal Sharet, singer, with my brother as the Chazenson. And we've acquired Alex Bonoff here, a soloist with a beautiful tenor voice and many skills of different kinds. And you'll get to know him over the course of the year. He'll be leading tots and family services. But they still have him over there for the high holidays. All right. But here we are, leading Shabbos together, and we're giving him a warm welcome here at Stephen Wise. Page 22, Mizmor Shil Yom HaShabbat. It's good to give thanks for this time, this sacred place, this sacred time. We hope all of you online will come back soon. Be with us. Page 22. Mizmor Shil Yom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot Adonai, uzameh leshimcha elyon. Tov lehodot Adonai, uzameh leshimcha elyon. Lehakit baboker, baboker chasecha, ve'emunat habarero, barero. Tov lehodot Adonai, uzameh leshimcha elyon. Tov lehodot Adonai, uzameh leshimcha elyon. Al ve'asor v'lenaver, al lehigayon ve'kinot, tisimatani Adonai befoalecha, b'maaseh yadecha ranen. Tov lehodot Adonai, uzameh leshimcha elyon. Tov lehodot Adonai, uzameh leshimcha elyon. Magadlu, maasecha yad. Me'olam kumachavotecha. Try it again. Magadlu, maasecha yad. Me'olam kumachavotecha. Tzaddik אתה
There was once a king who had the most magnificent collection of jewels. It was the source of his greatest joy. He prided himself on having collected the best and finest gems in the world. Hour after hour, he would admire and hold each of these gems. One night, the king had a dream. He dreamed that somewhere in the world there was a ring, the most precious ring in the world. This ring had a special power. When a person was sad, it could lift them up. But when a person was exuberant, it would bring them down. The king awoke from his dream convinced that this ring existed somewhere in the world and that he felt compelled to have it. He gathered together all of his advisors and his ministers, and he sent them to look for this ring. He was prepared to pay any price and offer a very handsome reward to the advisor or minister who could find it. All of his trusted advisors set out, sure that they would be the one to locate such a special ring. But in the months that followed, one by one, they returned home empty-handed. But one advisor kept looking. For 2 years, she scoured high and low, near and far, every jewelry shop she could find. Finally, she too was ready to give up. She decided to go into one last store at the end of the street that everybody said was a great jeweler. As she entered the store, an old woman greeted her, and she explained what she was looking for. After just a moment of explaining, the jeweler smiled and said, "I have that ring." The advisor was very excited as the jeweler went to the back of the store, came back, opened up this box, and presented the ring. But her excitement was a little tempered when all she saw was a plain metal ring. The advisor looked and said, "Are you sure?" And the jeweler assured her that this was the ring the king was searching for. So she rushed back to the palace and presented it to the king. He too opened the box with great excitement, but you could see his face fall when he saw the ring. "This is the precious ring I dreamt about for years?" The advisor said the jeweler advised him to look on the inside of the ring at the inscription. It was then that he saw 3 Hebrew words, Gam ze ya'avor, this too shall pass. Immediately, the king came to realize that this ring indeed was magical. When he was sad, he could look upon it, and it would remind him that this too shall pass, that the dawn always follows the darkness of night. And when he was experiencing true joy, he would be reminded that this too shall pass. And though he would be saddened at the thought, it would allow him to take a moment to appreciate the joy that he was feeling. At this, the king realized that the ring was indeed the most valuable in the world. Gam ze ya'avor, this too shall pass. 3 simple words, 4 in English, but a far deeper meaning than the short sentence implies. How can remembering and living by this phrase enhance our lives? Each of us encounters struggles along our path of life. Some are minor, some are major. When we are dealing with a major struggle, it can seem like the dark days will never end. We feel alone amidst the chaos around us. It is in these times that it is important to remember that this too shall pass, that our days will get better, and that we will not be in this situation forever. Knowing that our situation will ultimately resolve can be a source of strength and hope. It can give us the courage to move through the despair and work to regain order in our lives. Throughout the Bible, God reminds us, even in our darkest moments, God does not abandon us. Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch teaches us, when we read Leviticus 26, "Yet even then, when they are in the land of their enemies, I will not reject them nor spurn them so as to destroy them, annulling my covenant with them. For I, Adonai, am their God." God is reminding us that even when it seems like all hope is lost, God is still there. Like the magic ring, the Bible, for us, keeps us going when hope seems lost. But what about the other power, to temper our joy? Why is this a good thing? Shouldn't we want to experience every moment of our joy to the fullest? Often when we are so immersed in the good times that we imagine it will never end. But alas, we know that it does. This too shall pass. How differently would we approach our times of joy if we kept in mind the fleeting nature of it? Would we take an extra moment to let the beauty and the joy of that moment wash over us? Whenever I work with wedding couples or B'nai Mitzvah students, I always encourage them to take a moment during the ceremony to look out into the kahal, into the community, and to realize that everybody there is there because they love them and they support them. I remind them to take a moment from their joy, from the awesomeness of that day, to let the beauty and the power of everyone present wash over them. Sometimes we get so immersed in our joy that we actually forget to experience it. How often have we come back from a celebratory event and said it was a bit of a blur, I was having so much fun, it just went by so quickly. Reminding ourselves that the special and fleeting moments of our lives will pass can sadden us, but it can also deepen the joy of the experience as it heightens our appreciation of it. This week, we read the last two portions in the book of Numbers, Matot Maseh. In it, Moses recounts the Israelites' journey from Egypt to the banks of the Jordan where they currently are. In a very long list, he meticulously lists all 42 stops on their 40-year journey. Each place is specifically named, and it's named twice, as a place they arrived and as at a place they encamped. Why does Moses do this? Surely there's a few of those places we would rather forget. But by reminding us of the entire journey, the good, the bad, and even the ugly, Moses is reminding us that there will inevitably be ups and downs on our journey, and that we are the sum of all the parts of our lives, that we are who we are because of all of the experiences that we have gone through. Like the ring, Moses wants to be sure that we remember the journey to freedom and independence as one that was filled with the highest of highs, like receiving the Torah, but also the lowest of lows, like the betrayal of the golden calf. But also like the magic power of this ring, we should always remember that nothing is permanent. Our strife, but our joy will also pass. And I would argue that while the ring is indeed magical in that it can lift up one who is down and ground one who is high, I think its true gift is far more powerful. It can change our perspective on life. For when we go through life with the awareness that things will ultimately change, it gives us hope in times of struggle, but it deepens our experience of joy. And that's the true power of the ring. Shabbat Shalom. Please rise on page 146 for the Baruch Hu.
You may be seated. 148. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לראות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו הריהם, משה ומרים ובני ישראל, וחנו שירה בשמחה רבה, יאמרו כולם.
Page 152. We're bringing back an old melody we used to sing some time ago, the way they do it in Temple Israel in Minneapolis. The Old Country by Rick Grant. Mi hamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi hamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah te'irot, oseh velech, Torah te'irot, oseh velech. send the children across the sea. They sing to you in songs of joy. Who is like you on high? Mika boka vaelim Adonai. Mika boka nedar vakodesh. Mika boka vaelim Adonai. Mika boka nedar vakodesh. Send the children thanks to you, the same to you with songs of joy. Who is like you on high? Mika boka vaelim Adonai. Mika boka nedar vakodesh. Mika boka vaelim Baruch Adonai Gahar Israel. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu לשלום ועמיתנו שומרנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך shelter of peace. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. אמן.
Shamru, page 154.
Shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתולם בני אופן בני ישראל בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתו כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתולם אדוני שפתי תפתח אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תפילתך ופי יגיד תפילתך Adonai sfatai tiftach Adonai sfatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha ufi yagid
We now offer a prayer for healing. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu Abraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yavarech et hacholim Chava bat Avraham b'Sarah Shmuel ben Devorah Seth Corwin Trisha Johnson Edward Merdinger Les Rifkin Hannah Saya Albert Shapiro Roman Zaborowski Boris Zindels. And if there are people for whom you are praying for healing and you'd like to share their names out loud or in your hearts or on the chat, please do so now. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. And let us say, Amen. We turn to the Aleinu on page 282, and we rise as we are able. Now turn to those who have departed from this earth. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We extend our sympathies to those who have lost loved ones in recent weeks. Harriet Miller, Alex Rosenberg, Jack Schwabel, Alfie Scope, Jill Silverman Van Konegratz, Joanne Weinrib. And we remember the following yard sites of years past. Diana Ben Elisar Wool, Loris Birnkrantz, Maury Chaikin, Aaron Diamond, Hallen Dichter, Alfred Eichler, Annette Engelhart, Samuel Gerber, Richard Gershon, Annette Goldman, Isaac Greenspan, Tony Harvey, Ann Kirshner, Hannah Klein, Edward Levy, Philip Leffler, Robert Lutterman, Morris Miller, Lee Moscow, Peter Rosenbaum, Bonnie Rosenthal, William Rubens, Harold Ruthizer, Benjamin Schechter, Louis Schreiber, Morris Schwartz, Florence Seidman, Paul Silverman, Susan Stein, Betty Wager. And if there are people for whom you are saying Kaddish and you'd like to share their names out loud or in your hearts or on the chat, please do so now. We carry them with us in our hearts as we join together as one community. For the mourners' Kaddish, we rise as we are able, and we turn to page 294. Yit gadal v'yit gadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shalama rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. We end our service with words of blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and may God protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God's face shine upon you and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence with you, and may God give you peace and wholeness. Amen.
Amen. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam. Shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kulam, salam, salam, salam. Shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kulam, salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'al kulam, salam, salam. shalom aleinu, or yavo shalom aleinu, or yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
וירא ויבוקר יום השישי, ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים היום השביעי, מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי חבריי ורבותיי,
לחיים.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי התוכן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנהירנו, זיכרון למעשה ורשעים, כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש, זכר יציאת מצרים. הבנו ואהבת, ברצנו קידשת, מכל העמים, תשכח קודשך, באהבה וברצון, קידשתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מפרש
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהים מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ. שבת שלום.
שבת שלום.